Hello and welcome to the Fabrico.Design channel. We develop professional sewing patterns and make them available to every woman. Using our patterns and video instructions, you can easily sew any garment at home and feel like a designer. Today we will sew together Slip Knickers poly. These are comfortable basic knickers. It is easy to sew and perfect for beginners. Such knickers can be sewn from thin cotton jersey, knitwear, mesh, or microfiber or Beflex fabric. These knickers can also be sewn as a swimsuit bottom. If you don't know which bra to combine with these panties, to be sure, look at the link under the video to check our catalog of patterns for underwear and swimsuits. Poly knickers are the perfect option for learning how to sew underwear. Let's get sewing! Let's look at the patterns for poly knickers. We have two parts of the gusset. They are absolutely identical. Front piece with a fold, back piece with a fold. Let's start cutting. We take mesh for sewing the knickers. It's elastic, dense and pleasant to touch. Be sure to identify the grain line. It's parallel to the edge line of the fabric. I fold the mesh in half and pin the pieces to the fabric. I align the fold line of the pattern pieces with the fold line of the fabric. These patterns already include 7mm allowances. There is no need to add allowances to the patterns. I cut out the pieces exactly along the contour and I make small notches of 2-3mm. It will be enough. In this way we cut out the front and the back pieces. We cut out the gusset as follows. One gusset piece is cut out of the mesh in the same way as the previous pieces. The second part of the gusset is cut out of cotton knitwear fabric. I pin the pattern to the fabric and cut along the contour. These patterns already include allowances. There is no need to add allowances to the patterns. Let's check the number of pieces. You should have 2 gusset pieces, one from the knitwear, the second one from the mesh. 1 back piece and 1 front piece. I begin assembling the pieces. I start by stitching the front piece together with the gusset pieces. I place them in the following way. I have a cotton piece at the bottom, a mesh front piece in the middle, and a mesh gusset piece at the top. I pin all 3 parts together. Now please pay attention to what I'm doing. This is how I tighten the front piece. I open the gusset parts and place the back piece between them. And I also pin all 3 layers together. Now I will go to the overlocker to make these 2 stitches. I stitch both the front with the gusset and the gusset with the back. After stitching on the overlocker, I will turn the parts out and will get this kind of hidden edging. So, let's go to the overlocker and make the stitches. I turn the knickers inside out and check if everything looks beautifully. I cut off the excess threads. Next, I'm going to sew the side seams of the knickers. I fold the knickers right side inward and sew the side seams using an overlocker. For edging, I will use a soft elastic band with scallops. And let's start edging from the waist edges. I fold the knickers in half and measure the length of the waist. Look how I do it. To calculate the length of the elastic, I subtracted 5–10% from the resulting length of the waist. I need to tense the elastic and sew it. All elastic bands are different. Some are very tight, some are loose. Do it how you feel it. The elastic band in the knickers should hold the knickers, but not press the belly. I will start sewing the elastic on the left side seam. I fold the side seam towards the back. I pin the elastic on the front side of the knickers. I fix the elastic band into a ring at the place of the left side seam, like this. I distribute the elastic evenly over the entire waistband and carefully pin it with pins. Next, I use a regular sewing machine and with a zigzag stitch I sew like I'm showing right now. I slightly tighten the elastic. At this moment, take your time and sew carefully. Don't forget to check that the elastic has not slipped and that the stitching is straight. I backstitch at the end of the stitch. Let's check what I got. I will hem the bottom edge in the same way. I also measure the cut circumference of the knickers and calculate the length of the elastic based on the fact that the elastic should be 5–10% shorter. Just like last time, I fix the elastic into a ring, pinning it to the side seam on the front side. This is how I slowly distribute the elastic evenly over the entire cut and carefully pin it with pins. This is what we should get. Next, using a sewing machine with a fine zigzag stitch, I sew in the elastic, carefully pulling it tight. I backstitch at the end of the stitch. And I cut off all extra threads. Next step, I will hide all the cuts. I fold the elastic inward and make a large zigzag stitch on the front side. Press the finished knickers. Look at them, how beautifully they are. We are looking forward to see what you came up with. When you get your knickers ready, share your photos and videos on Instagram with the hashtag Fabrico_poly. Dear girls, we invite you to have a look at our other patterns from the lingerie collection. Follow the link below this video. Sew with us, create your own unique outfits because you are your own best designer.